navigating change and finding hope in the face of uncertainty. Why? Because as we embark on this new chapter with a fresh presidency and new policies, many of us are grappling with a mix of emotions from fear to hope. But remember, you're not alone in this journey. Together, we can explore how to stay grounded and resilient, even when the world feels unpredictable. So, how to navigate the complexities of change while discovering hope in the face of uncertainty. So, as we transition into a new presidency and witness the unfolding of various policies, it becomes increasingly important to reflect on how these shifts impact our mental health, our sense of belonging in our communities, and our overall feelings of safety. Again, today's podcast doesn't mean to be political. It's meant to help everyone, those that are looking forward to this administration and those that aren't, because there are a lot of feelings. Some people feel hope, and a lot of people feel fear. So in today's discussion, we will delve into effective strategies for maintaining our emotional equilibrium, extending support to one another, and discerning credible information from misleading claims that can adversely affect our mental well-being. So without further ado, let's dive into the heart of the matter. To begin our conversation, let's take a moment to acknowledge the emotional turmoil that often accompanies significant political shifts. Many of us are wrestling with a storm of emotions, ranging from anxiety and worry to fear about the future. These feelings are absolutely valid and deserve our attention. For instance, I recently received a heartfelt message from a listener named Jessica, who expressed, with all the changes unfolding around us, I feel like I'm walking on unstable ground. I'm worried about how these policies will affect my family and my job. Jessica's experience reflects the sentiment of countless of individuals, and it's crucial for us to validate and acknowledge our emotional responses rather than just dismiss them or criticize them. During these periods of change, our sense of safety can often feel compromised. So therefore, it is essential to create a secure environment for ourselves and our loved ones, one that encourages open dialogue about our apprehensions without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. So this might involve organizing family discussions, engaging in regular check-ins with friends, or even participating in community forums where shared feelings can be expressed openly. And I want to pause and say something here. When it comes to checking in with friends, I have a friend who we have very busy lives. We do. And she is in a more stable, as far as, not that I'm not stable, but she already, she's setting her in her career with her family. I relocated. I'm settling in still. I just went through a divorce, so I'm still settling in, right? That's what I mean by stable. I'm still going through all of this. I'm launching the business, so I'm still in that state. So obviously, I'm still going through some things, and she is very kind, and we always check on each other. But to be honest, because it's always hustle and bustle for me as a single mom and dealing with all of these changes, sometimes it can be very overwhelming. And as the reason why I'm sharing this is because it is so important to regularly check in with the people that you care about. Because this friend, really, she's always checking up on me. And sometimes I feel like, wow, I'm such a lousy friend because I'm so overwhelmed. I don't check in with her as much. But the fact that she checks in with me, and then we have a mutual friend that is always here, that system that we have keeps me going. Mind you that when she's gone through things, I've been there. And I think that keeps us sane. And that's very important. And I've talked about this in other episodes. You can feel free to download them and listen to them. That sense of community, that friendship, if you design that sense of support, it is very important because you don't have to be going through something. You don't have to be going through a relocation, a divorce, or anything traumatic for you to require this type of support. But it's always good to have friends that you can share good moments, that you can talk to. Talking to people, it is a great way of survival. It helps your mental health when you're having great moments, good news, you just got a job, you just had a baby, you just got married, whatever it is. But it's always good at the same time for you to have those people when you have to share or just vent, even when you are feeling overwhelmed, like in my case, and it's overwhelming and you just don't have the energy to talk, but that person checks in with you and then you answer, and you just, even if you don't talk to the person, but you audio each other with audio messages, that energy of sharing in an audio message and receiving that feedback emotionally, it keeps you going and helps you. And that's what I'm trying to share. Because participating in community in that shared feelings helps you express openly and helps you vent. So, the importance of honest conversation helps you in engaging sincere and honest exchanges about our mental health is incredibly important, because during tumultuous times, we tend as human beings to just want to shut down because we're overwhelmed and isolate. And I get that. So by voicing those fears, those feelings, venting about uncertainties, we foster a supportive atmosphere that nurtures understanding and connection among us. I strongly encourage you to initiate these dialogues with your friends, family, people you love, you support, you care about. Share what's on your mind and actively listen to their perspectives as well. Remember, it's perfectly acceptable to not have all the answers. What truly matters is that we support one another during these moments of vulnerability. Now, let's shift our focus to some practical grounding techniques that can help you remain centered and compose when anxiety and uncertainty threaten to overwhelm you. Taking just a few moments each day to practice mindfulness or meditation can significantly impact you, alleviate feelings of anxiety. So let's experience this together for a brief moment. Find a comfortable position. I'll wait. You can pause the podcast and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a moment and then slowly exhale through your mouth. Pause for a few breaths. In through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Excellent. This simple yet effective practice can work wonders in calming your racing thoughts. Establishing a consistent daily routine can also provide you with a sense of structure and stability. Why? Because it's something that you can count on, you can control it, gives you, okay, that is always going to be there. I can count on this. It's like sometimes my daughter with math, she loves math. It's something that she can count on. It's predictable. So in a very overwhelming environment for her, that's something that calms her. So it's the same with establishing a daily routine. That's something that it's there. So set small, achievable goals for yourself each day. This could include activities such as going for a leisurely walk, reading a chapter from a book, or savoring a warm cup of, tea, coffee, something that's to your liking. Another thing I would suggest is journaling your thoughts. Journaling can serve as an invaluable tool for processing your emotions. Take some time to write down your thoughts and feelings. And if you're like those people, like myself or another neurodivergent person, or even someone neurotypical that prefers this method of audioing your thoughts or drawing, that's perfectly fine. Just focus on what you appreciate and are thankful for, even during uncertain times, because this practice can help shift your mindset from one of fear to one that embraces hope and gratitude. Because you slowly start looking at your journal and being like, wow, because remember, automatically our brains go to the negative. And by you start wiring your brain to look at the positive, you then start automatically thinking about the positive. And that's what we want. And also, guys, and this one is an important one. Not that the other ones weren't, but limiting news consumption. In moments like this, while it's extremely essential to stay informed, the excessive exposure to negative news can exacerbate the feelings of anxiety. So set boundaries around how much news you consume each day and prioritize reliable sources to gain a clearer, more balanced understanding of current events. So understand that, okay, this is how much I can handle. I really want to know what's happening out there, but I can't. And with that, I'm also going to add the role of safety, community, and real information, meaning that as we navigate this ever evolving landscape, the importance of safety, both physical and emotional, cannot be overstated. So I understand that establishing a sense of security is vital for our mental well-being and stability. During times of unrest, feelings of frustration can sometimes lead individuals to consider violence as an outlet. But it's crucial that we advocate for calm and a peaceful dialogue. Positive change can be pursued through constructive actions, and honestly, resorting to violence often leads to more harm than good. So remember, violence begets violence, and it rarely results in the positive transformations we aspire to achieve. Building a strong community can provide us with a sense of security and mutual support. So connect with local organizations that promote peaceful dialogue and community engagement with friends that are peaceful, friends that are regulating themselves, that are following the same skills that you are, that are not getting exposure to so much negative content. Participate in initiatives that strengthen bonds and foster understanding among a diverse group of people. Because, and this is what I wanted to say along with the exposure to a lot of news, in our quest for information, it is essential to distinguish between credible news and misinformation. We are craving to know what's going to happen, that sometimes misinformation can sow seeds of fear and anxiety, ultimately harming our mental health and influencing our behaviors negatively. So you have to be very careful. There's a lot of information out there. And the problem is that sometimes when there's lack of information and you are aware that you're getting lack of information, then you go down the rabbit hole looking for information. The way I see it is like I tell parents in session rooms, you not giving information to your kids is actually exacerbating their anxiety because they know. So then what do kids do? They fill in the gaps with their own anxious beliefs and thoughts. And oftentimes, all the time, those gaps and thoughts are just not right. And the kids' anxiety goes up the roof. And they start behaving based on those feelings, on those thoughts that are not real. And that's where parents get in trouble with the kids with the parents, and we have all those dynamics, right? So that's how I see in situations like this with the government. If the population feels, wait, that information is not accurate, then they start looking for the truth somewhere else. But then where is that somewhere else? And I don't want, again, this podcast is not political. I'm just trying to explain from a community psychology perspective so that you guys can stay grounded. Try to fact check. Who is this person getting the information from? Are they framing it a particular way? Because that's something you have to understand, guys. I studied one of my graduate degrees is in communications, and you have to understand that when you work for a particular organization, depending on who your boss is, you have to frame the information a particular way, and that's what kind of sucks. So you have to be careful who is giving you the information. Do they want you to do something? So check who's giving you the information. Reputable people. Is it an organization, an academic institution, as sources? Those are accurate informations, right? So by ensuring we're disseminating reliable information, we can contribute to a more informed and resilient society. So in the midst of uncertainty, discovering hope is essential. This does not imply that we should ignore the challenges we face, because I know there are two types of people. I get it. Okay, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm not going to do anything, address it. Everything's going to be okay. That's like the toxic positivity, right? What you hear all the time. Oh my God, is that toxic positivity? No, I'm not saying that. It's about acknowledging those challenges while also focusing on the possibilities that lie ahead. So, yes, there's a situation that I don't feel comfortable with. Can I do something about it? What can I do? So those are the things, that mentality. If there's something what can you do to deal with it? It's not about ignoring it. It's about focusing on what can your actions be towards it or about it. If there's something that you don't like, what can you do? If there's nothing you can do, then what can you do about you, about your feelings, about your behavior, so that you can weather it, so that you can kind of weather the storm, like they say. If you have inspiring stories from things that you have dealt with before, that you felt that you faced significant challenges or changes in your life, but you were able to find ways to adapt and thrive, please share them with us. If you're willing to share your experiences, feel free to contact us, because I think it is powerful when you share your stories, because it helps, we all have faced challenges. And what is important is to not focus on how we fell, but how is it that we were able to bounce back? We all possess the resilience to rise and forge new paths forward. And that's what we have to focus on. We all went through a pandemic, and we were able to forge forward new paths. So think about that. And this is not about toxic positivity. It's about, what did we do to endure it? How did we handle it? So as we approach the conclusion of today's episode, I genuinely want to hear from you. What topics or questions are on your mind that we can explore in future episodes? Your insights and experiences are invaluable. So please feel free to reach out through our social media channels or leave comments on our website, unmaskyourmind.com. Engaging with you is crucial, because it helps build a supportive community. I think in times of uncertainty, having a community, a space where we can talk, where we can exchange thoughts, where we can find support is vital, like I just said. We can all grow together. So you can find me on unmaskyourmind.com. You can also find me on Instagram at unmask.your.mind. I'm also on Substack at Unmask Your Mind. And you can find me here on YouTube. So feel free to reach out. If you find today's discussion helpful, I encourage you to consider subscribing and leaving us a review. Your feedback significantly aids us in reaching more listeners and nurturing a larger community of support. Thank you for joining us today on Unmask Your Mind. Always remember that even in the face of uncertainty, hope is always within reach. Together, we can navigate these changes and uplift one another on our individual journey. Remember, guys, we've all gone through adversity. We've all gone through a pandemic, and we are here. Yes, Annie, but we lost this. We had this. It was horrible. I understand that. But we're here now. So there's something that we were able to do. So focus on those skills that you have that made you be able to weather that, to go through that resilience. And that's going to help you move forward. Find that community. Until we meet again, take care of yourselves, prioritize your safety, and continue to unmask your mind. See you next time, guys.